Hello, Sanford. You are listening to the Sanford Sports Radio. My name is Jonathan West, and it is time to talk about Bowl Week. And it is official. The Sanford College Coyotes will go in at whatever you want to call them, number 11 or number 8 in the polls to take on the Oregon Ducks in the Orange Bowl. It is a huge matchup and a huge opportunity for Sanford. Now, we'll talk about how big this opportunity is later on when we talk about the Oregon Ducks and the roster they have set. This is going to be the toughest game I think these Coyotes have ever played. And you can match up just about any team. I'm talking the Oklahoma team where they put up 0 points. This Oregon team is a very good team. I looked at the roster earlier today and we'll touch on it later here in the program. They are a dominant factor, especially one player in particular. We'll talk about that more so as time rolls on. But it's surprising to see Sanford get such a big opportunity. They've been put in the Orange Bowl of all things. Of course, the ACC champion normally plays there, but of course Georgia Tech taking on Ohio State in the BCS championship. So no ACC competitor in this matchup. It's going to be fun, though, to see how Sanford does in their first BCS bowl game. As your players of the week for the conference championship in, of course, the MAC were Lewis McMahon and Josh Williams. Both huge days, one for the senior and one for the freshman. I think that's quite fitting. Big news, though, coming out of the awards ceremony. Otis Griffin has been awarded with the Bednarik and the Best Linebacker Award. Congratulations to Otis. It is officially official. Everybody believed it a couple weeks ago that he was going to walk away with those 2 awards. It is official. They announced it earlier this week. Otis Griffin, the Best Linebacker and Bednarik Award winner. I'm happy for the senior. He gets to walk away from Sanford with some big trophies on his side. Now let's talk All-Americans because there's a lot to talk about. Joe Irvin is one of the few guys to make the All-NCAA team here for Sanford this year. There weren't any, I believe, I'll have to recheck my notes here, any offensive All-NCAA All-Americans. But Otis Griffin made it, which is not a surprise with the awards. He has won the Bednarik and the Best Linebacker. I'll continue to touch on that every chance I get. Just proud to see a Coyote win those awards. You also have Dustin Jordan, who had a very good season with his interceptions. Played very well in the middle of the season. That was arguably his best football. Free safety, Keon Cutler, which was a very big surprise to a lot of people. Not a lot of people expected Keon Cutler to make all NCAA, especially first team of all things. But he did have a solid season. Maybe not the right fit they wanted at safety, but he played well. Over there on the second team, there was Lewis McMahon, the senior, who down this last stretch was playing some of the best football of anybody on that defense. And I'm talking challenging Otis Griffin. On the freshman All-NCAA team, Sanford, of course, had freshman receiver Josh Williams, who even with the 4-game suspension, played phenomenally this season. Now let's talk about All-MAC because there's a lot of names to touch on. Claude Fleming is the first. Of course, he made first team because, well, he is arguably the face of Sanford right now. You have Tyrone McIntyre, the left tackle, who will be graduating at the end of the season. Not a lot of people see him going pro, but a great player. Evan Adams, the guard, arguably the best offensive lineman on that O-line, and he will, of course, be graduating at the end of the year as well. Carlton Daughtery, another senior on that offensive line. He also got first team honors on All-MAC. A big surprise there, see that many offensive linemen actually make first team. Deshaun Hollis got awarded with first team All-American for All-MAC, but not a surprise there as he has had a phenomenal season as well. And finally, for first team All-MAC, you have Patrick Jackson, who capped off a great return season with a big touchdown in the MAC Conference Championship game. Now for second team, you cannot leave out tight end Duran Costello and center Chris Wilson. They both had very good seasons. Wilson, the transfer who just played his first year here at Sanford this year. Scott Boyd was named to the second team All-MAC. He had a phenomenal first year. He'll be joining the rotation next year with Shea Faraday coming off a red shirt. And Flash Gibson making second team. I think a lot of people anticipated him to have a better season than what he had, but he played much better once kind of the sides were switched for him and Jordan. Pat Riley surprisingly made All-American. I think he had a down year compared to last year, but he did make the All-American list this year. Jackson Stone, not a surprise, arguably one of the best kickers in college football, making it. Freshman punter Jean-Paul Valley making it. We know he is a jack of all trades at that punter position, can do just about everything you ask him. And finally, this one is a huge surprise. At returner second team is Arthur Clancy. That, in my opinion, was a huge surprise to see both return spots owned by Sanford. So a ton of All-Americans for the Coyotes this year as they cap off a great season in the MAC, their best yet, with a ton of All-Americans. And of course, the rumors continue to swirl about if Sanford is going to leave the MAC. No news on if that is a surefire thing or not. But let's talk about one thing, and that's the fact that in the coaches poll, Sanford is up to number 8. In the BCS poll, they're number 11. Nonetheless, if you look at the coaches poll, it is 6 versus 8 come this weekend's matchup. It's huge. It is huge for Sanford. Not only are they in the top 10, they're in a BCS bowl game, and they're up against a top-tier school in Oregon. If they can pull off an upset, it will be one of, if not the biggest victory in Sanford history, outdoing the win at Auburn earlier this year. Now let's talk about this weekend's game as Kirk Herbstreit, not surprisingly, has taken the Oregon Ducks to win this ball game. And really that's not at all a surprise. This Oregon team is very good, especially on the defensive side of the football. However, there are a couple players we'll talk about here in just a bit that on offense could cause a lot of chaos for Sanford. It's a good thing they played who they did last week in the MAC Conference Championship game. We'll get to that in a bit. Now, the situation at hand is Oregon does have a couple of injuries. 2 are not going to make the trip. 1 is possible to play. But that is not an issue I think they need to, at least Sanford needs to think about at all. As Sanford needs to focus more on, of course, winning this week's matchup. They are riding an 11 game win streak. You heard me right. 11 games they have won straight coming into this Orange Bowl. Oregon is coming off a loss in the Pac-12 title game against UCLA. So the momentum, I would say, is on the side of Sanford. Now, I'm hoping, though, that streak does not go to the Coyotes' heads. They can't let that happen. They have to focus on what they do best, and that is controlling the football. They have to do what they do best. Run the ball, keep it out of Oregon's hands, and they have to make sure on defense they can stop what might be the most high-powered offense and most accurate offense they have faced all year. And it all starts at the quarterback position with Travis Johnson. He won the Maxwell and O'Brien this year, and he's thrown 40 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions. This man is arguably the top quarterback going into the draft this year, and I would not at all be surprised to see him go number 1 overall. He has been that sharp. And you think his passing is very impressive. He has got speed to kill from the running back position, and that's arguably his deadliest weapon. So you pick your poison. This man can hurt you in a multitude of ways. Now, talking about running the football, they do have a solid running back in Lauren Wilson. And Lauren Wilson is a tough runner. He will try and bully his way if need be. At 6'2", 220, the redshirt sophomore has 13 touchdowns on the season, ties with Claude Fleming's 13. But the big thing with Wilson is if you don't bring him down, he will make sure he stays up. So he'll keep those feet running. You've got to pull him down, whether it's 1, 2, or 5 defenders there. Now in the passing game, the man to watch is Tristan Wallace. Dustin Jordan will be on him all day long. And it's going to be a fun matchup. The 6'4", 242 receiver versus the young corner who has had a phenomenal year and has 6 picks on the year. It's going to be a fun one. Luckily, tight end Jacob Breland is out. So that takes away a receiving threat out of the picture. And this team has not been great defending tight ends this year, so they have an opportunity to kind of focus on the bigger receiving threats on the outside at receiver instead of worrying about the middle of the field. Now let's talk about the deadliest part of Oregon's team in general, and that is their defense. Hunter Kampmoyer. He has 7.5 sacks on the year, but he can stop the run with the best of them. He's not known for getting to the quarterback, but has 7.5 sacks. And when he's on the outside and you've got to worry about a guy like Canton, let me get this right, Kalmatlue, then you have an issue. The senior in Canton's name, Canton, the senior defensive tackle, has the right name, as I wholeheartedly believe he is going to be in Canton sooner rather than later when he hits the pros. He is the toughest defender that this team has to worry about and may be the biggest issue for the entire team, offense or defense. Lamar Winston is also going to be a problem at outside linebacker. He can play the pass game well, as he's got 7 deflections on the year, as well as 3 interceptions. So you got to watch out for that guy in pass coverage. When you talk about defending the pass, the first man to talk about is Malik Lovett, the corner who has 4 picks on the year and mainly stays back and plays the passing game. He doesn't blitz a lot. He's only got half a sack, but he does have 16 deflections on the year. So watch number 23. He'll more than likely be on Williams all day long. So that defense for Oregon is what you got to watch, and the offense for Sanford has to play well. If they don't play well, I don't know if this team can succeed at all. It could be a huge blowout if the offense can't fight Oregon's defense. We'll see you this week as the Sanford College Coyotes will be in their first ever BCS Bowl game as they take on the Oregon Ducks in the Orange Bowl. It's going to be a fun one to watch. I've been Jonathan West. You've been listening to The Howler here on Sanford Sports Radio. We will see you this weekend. Hello, Sanford. You are listening to Sanford Sports Radio. I'm Jonathan West, and we are here down in Florida for the Orange Bowl as your Sanford College Coyotes, ranked number, technically, 8 in the nation, take on the number 6 Oregon Ducks in what is going to be the biggest game in school history. Not only is it a BCS Bowl game for Sanford, their first showing in a BCS Bowl game, but they are going to be taking on Pac-12 competition for the first time. And the quarterback for Oregon, Travis Johnson, won the Maxwell and O'Brien this year, so it's a tough test on that defense. So we'll see how well the Sanford Coyotes can come out here today and play. They're going to have to play their best football, especially against a team that is high-powered and ready to do some damage after a loss against UCLA in the Pac-12 championship. Coyotes won their first and maybe only MAC championship, as the questions still abound if they will leave the MAC this coming off season. We'll get more word on that more than likely in the off season, but let's get ready for the Orange Bowl as we are about to kick off. Jackson Stone does the job, and it's going to be Oregon football to start off, as they'll just take a knee in the end zone to start things off the most boring way to begin a football game, in my opinion. It's 1st and 10 here in the shotgun for the Ducks. They're rocking their all green today, and it's going to be Lauren Wilson right up the middle. He'll only get one on that gain as the defense quick to get there. Sanford rocking the silver tops and all white jersey as 2nd and 9. Johnson on the run here, and it's going to be a first down for the O'Brien and Maxwell winner. It's a gain of 11 on that run, and this is one thing he does better than just about any quarterback in the nation is take off. As 1st and 10 again, still in the shotgun as they go no huddle here. Johnson connects with Wilson on the screen, and Lauren Wilson has room out of bounds after a 10-yard gain. They'll call him just short of the first down marker. The no huddle continues here, 2nd and inches as the play is coming in for Oregon from the sideline. And they're going to go option here to Johnson. He's got plenty of room around the outside. A nice block was put on Keon Cutler that really stopped him from getting to Johnson quickly. It's a 24-yard run as they hurry up to the line. 1st and 10 still in the shotgun. Play coming in. The defense has to hold tough here as the pitch goes out to Wilson, and it's going to be a gain of around 7. He's finally brought down by Big Joe, who has shown a lot of pursuit for a big guy his size. As 2nd and 3 here, still in the shotgun, the no huddle continues for the Ducks. Johnson takes the snap. They hand off to Wilson, and he's bottled up. Justin Moss. He has had a phenomenal season, and that play right there really solidifies how good he has become alongside Joe Irvin as Wilson is down. A big loss here for Oregon as Wilson was helped off the field. Looks like he may not return from how difficult it was for him to get up and off. As a 7-yard reception here for Tristan Wallace. The second throw of the ball game, not counting that screen pass, of course, there to begin. As Johnson tried to take off on 1st down, just Dustin Jordan there to make the play. It's a 2-yard loss, as that is the first time now that Johnson's been stuffed in the backfield. Hopefully we see a lot more of that. 2nd and 12 out of the shotgun is Johnson. He'll throw this one away as that will be the first incompletion of the day for Johnson. Sanford's defense showing up here in the red zone. 3rd and 12. Johnson to throw. Across the middle, connects with Wall, the backup running back. And they're going to give him just enough for the first. I don't know if he got there. That was a tight one. They'll run the no huddle, and it doesn't look like a challenge flag is coming out at all from Sanford's side. 1st and goal is Johnson. Going to take off on the option, and he is dragged down. A gain of 4, Pat Riley on the tackle. 2nd and goal now as all the All-Americans are making their names really put out here today. And that one is missed by Johnson. Johnson was the first team All-NCAA quarterback. Keep that in mind here, folks. He's taken on a lot of All-American defensive talent on that Sanford side. As a false start here on Oregon is going to move them back 5 yards. 3rd and goal from around the 7. As Johnson going to take the snap, going to take off. He's stopped. Justin Moss holds him. 3-yard gain for Johnson. Good tackle by Moss. Sets up the Oregon field goal. As the kick is up, it is just inside the right upright. It is good. Oregon first on the board with 3. As Sanford now has to answer. And Patrick Jackson will return this one. He's got some blocks in front of him. A great block there. He's got room around the outside. Another block to the 50, 40. No one's going to catch him. 30, 20, 15. He's going to the middle. 5. Touchdown, Sanford. That is an amazing play by Jackson. He had a kickoff return to start the day in the MAC championship, and to start the offense for Sanford, he scores with a kickoff return. Amazing job by Patrick Jackson as Oregon takes back over. Sanford on top 7-3. Johnson with an 8-yard run here. This Sanford defense now has to have some momentum on their side. Their offense didn't even have to get on the field as Deshaun Hollis stuffs Marcus Wall as he ran into a wall, which was the defensive end, Deshaun Hollis, the All-American, who's had a phenomenal year stopping the run. 3rd and 5. Johnson looking for the first down here through the air, and he's not going to find it. It falls incomplete off the hands of his intended target. Sanford's got great field position here for their offense. Their first offensive drive of the day, and they begin on the ground with Claude Fleming, a 2-yard run here. Fleming, I would assume, is going to be a big part of this offense today. Some big defensive linemen on that side for Oregon. As the pressure comes in quick on Patrick, you can see it immediately, and that is Canton, the defensive tackle. And this man's first name really describes where I think he'll be when he makes the pros and at some point down the line in Canton, Ohio. As just goes right through the Sanford offensive line. 3rd and 17 now is Patrick to throw. He'll check this one down to Jermaine Dingle, and the senior will pick up only a gain of 9. Won't be enough for the first, but nonetheless, Sanford is going to set at least a decent field position for themselves here. As the defense tries to get another stop here now. Wall gets the handoff on for Oregon, and that's going to be a 14-yard rush there. The longest run of the day for a running back for Oregon. Johnson so far has the longest rush of the day at 24 yards. As Oregon's no huddle does continue here. And they go option again. Johnson pitches it out to O'Fidel. That is the wide receiver. He's also the kick return man. And that is a huge first down into Sanford territory. 16 yards on that run. 1st and 10. The no huddle continues here for Oregon. Getting the play from the sideline. The defense just waiting for that ball to get snapped as Johnson pump fakes, taking off right up the gut, and he runs in to Dustin Jordan. It's an 8-yard gain, though, as Johnson continues to kill with his feet. 2nd and 2, 1.5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. As Johnson goes to the screen. Bottled up, though. That's Lewis McMahon. The All-American cornerback, the senior, has had a phenomenal end of the year, and it continues with that play. Only a gain of 1. As Oregon goes back to the ground game for Travis Johnson, and it's going to be enough for the first. A gain of 7, as Oregon now has a new set of downs to work with. 1st and 10 in the shotgun. Mitchell, the man in motion. They're going to go option, and Johnson's going to keep a hold of it. He took a shot there. I believe it was Dylan Trevor. It's going to be a 2-yard gain. As Johnson to throw here, he connects with Harris. Harris bottled up. It was somewhat of a smaller curl route. It's a gain of 7 for Anthony Harris. Not enough for the first. They'll be a yard short, but that curl didn't work, I think, the way they thought it was going to. As the play coming in from the sideline here after the no huddle. Johnson hands off. He'll take off, and he stood up but fights for enough for the first down. That is a 2-yard gain. Johnson had to fight for that one. This might just be the last play of the first quarter, folks. Johnson takes the snap, gives it to Mays, and Mays is going right up the gut, and an 11-yard gain by Brian Mays. That'll take us to the end of the first quarter. And early on, folks, Sanford is up 7-3 after one's done. And Oregon, though, on the edge of the end zone. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to Sanford Sports Radio. Welcome back, everyone, to the Sanford Sports Radio. I'm Jonathan West. It's the beginning of the second quarter of play here as Johnson takes off. And that is in the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon, as they take back the lead. And this has been the issue so far through the first quarter. Travis Johnson and his legs. He is playing more of a running back role than a quarterback role today. As a big kick here. Now going to Arthur Clancy's. It seems they're trying to avoid Patrick Jackson after that return. But Clancy's got room past the 30, the 40, up to the 45, down and around the 47, 49-yard line, somewhere around that. What a play by Arthur Clancy. Great field position for Sanford. They have an opportunity in front of them. right about at midfield as they're in the Wildcat here. Tyrese Baker throwing. He gets hit as he throws. That's Duran Costello, the big tight end, 20-yard connection. The senior has had a great couple years here at Sanford. It's been great watching him grow. It's going to be sad to see him go, but a great play there. Possibly, if he doesn't catch another ball, his last play as a Sanford Coyote. As it's 1st and 10, handoff goes to Fleming. He's got a block on the edge. That's a first down and more down to the 20. 17-yard gain. This offense, folks, is flowing right now. If they can get this in the end zone, the momentum goes back to Sanford. 1st and 10 here in the full house. Handoff goes to Antoine Bradford, the senior fullback on the run, and he's going to take it up for a gain of 6. This offense is finding a way to push this defensive line back. 2nd and 4 out of the pistol. Handoff goes to Fleming. Right up the gut. He's got a first down fighting, and that's going to be only a gain of 6. Will be enough, though, for the first down. 2 yards short of the end zone. 1st and goal pitch goes to Jennings, and Tyrone Jennings is bottled up in the backfield. A 5-yard loss. Hunter Campmoyer, the man who made the final tackle. But that's a big drop here for Sanford. They're now back around the 7-yard line. 2nd and goal. Patrick to throw here. Quick across the middle. That's Williams. Touchdown, Josh Williams, and Sanford's back on top. It's about to be 14-10. I never thought I'd believe it that the Sanford Coyotes are defeating a defensive line that's giving them a lot of trouble up front. They have to get the ball out quick, and it's working right now. 1st and 10 now for Oregon as they're behind the 8-ball once more. The defense now for Sanford looking to get some pressure. It's an 8-yard gain there for O'Fodle, as that is a short screen that, well, at least got them yards. As Oregon trying to throw the football as Johnson, he finds wide open downfield. Dylan Mitchell, 31-yard reception. He was left wide open as the pressure was coming in. 1st and 10 now after the 31-yard gain by Mitchell. Johnson goes back to the option, and he's got blocks in front of him. Up past the first down marker. Riley couldn't bring him down, but Irvin does. It's a 14-yard gain. 1st and 10 here. Johnson hands off to Marcus Wall. He fighting through the defenders. That's an 11-yard gain right up the gut, and that's going to be enough for another Oregon first down. The Ducks making easy work right now with the defense. 1st and 10, still in the shotgun as the no-huddle has continued here. As taking the snap is Johnson, but he's bottled up, runs right into a big brick wall named Deshaun Hollis. A big stop there for Hollis as he just smothered Johnson completely. 2nd and 13, still in the shotgun. Johnson almost gets balled up again, but Tanner couldn't bring him down. It's a gain of 10. Chaz Tanner brings him down at the end of it, but he should have had him in the backfield. 3rd and 3. As the defense looking for a stop, Johnson takes off. He's bottled up, though, folks, as that's a loss of a 1. Daniel Clemens, the man who brought him down. As that means an Oregon field goal, as though it looks like somebody jumped. This one's going back 5 yards, going to make a slightly more difficult field goal here. As Sanford hoping to get a stop here, but the kick is up and good. Oregon still down, though. It's 13-14. Sanford still on top. They just need to run clock like they do best, I think. 1st and 10 here for Sanford out of the pistol. They'll go an option of their own. Tanner Patrick running right up the gut. It's a gain of 9. As I would assume Sanford's going to kill this clock and try and take it to halftime with this 1-point lead. 2nd and 1, running towards the sideline is Jennings off that full house run. Only gains about a yard, but took a big hit there. It's 3rd and 1. They go Fleming right up the gut, and that works 99.9% of the time. 4-yard run right up the gut by Fleming. A new set of downs for Sanford. As 1st and 10, about 2 minutes left to go in the half. Patrick on the run throws, and that's picked off. Franklin with the interception. The last thing that Sanford needed was a turnover, especially giving them field position like this. Oregon has scored on every drive except for one. Now they get an opportunity to put more points on before half with only 2 minutes left. As Johnson connects with Wald on the screen, not going far. Justin Moss on top of that one. 2nd and 11 now, in the shotgun is Oregon. Johnson hands off the wall. He's got free running room, fights through one defender, and that is another big first down. Gain of 18. First timeout taken by Oregon today. As now the defense getting close to the line here, and they come after Johnson. It works. Keon Cutler, a loss of 2 on that run for Johnson. 2nd and 12. They've got defenders back. This time around it's Johnson taking off on the option. He's got room down to the 1. As now it's a goal line situation here. Can Sanford stop Oregon from getting in the end zone? 1st and goal, option. Johnson stood up. A big stop there, as that was Lewis McMahon that brought him down. Sanford takes their first time out just in case. Oregon puts points on the board. Johnson throws, connects with Dylan Mitchell. 3-yard touchdown connection. Oregon has now taken back the lead from the Coyotes. As I'm getting word, Travis Johnson has just added to his school touchdown passing record. As 1st and 10 here for Sanford now, back on offense. They go to the screen themselves for Fleming. It doesn't work out though. A loss of 3 is the defensive line here for Oregon on top of things. Patrick hasn't thrown the ball a lot, only 4 times, and of course he hasn't thrown for many yards. But that doesn't help the situation. 2nd and 13. They go play action, and the ball comes out of the hands wrong there of Patrick, and luckily it falls incomplete as he took the shot. 3rd and 13. Patrick to throw again. He wanted the wheel route to Fleming, but right into the hands of Leato II. As that is an interception, and luckily for Fleming, it is stopped from being a pick 6. 46 seconds left here in the half, and Oregon's got a chance to put more points on the board. Johnson takes off on the option. He's got running room into the end zone, and just as fast as that, it's a 2-possession ball game, folks. It is currently a 12-point game. This is not looking good for Sanford one bit. As 1st and 10 with 37 seconds, they go to the screen for Fleming. That doesn't work out. If you notice though, folks, Dante Anderson is in. On the last hit that Patrick took, he was taken off the field. It doesn't look that bad. He's got his helmet on the sideline. Hopefully he'll return the second half. 2nd and 14, Anderson in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. Looks to throw, but goes down. Guess who it is? Canton with his 2nd sack of the day. I brought up in the Howler how I thought he was the biggest weapon on the entire team for Oregon, and he's doing exactly what I thought he'd do, getting right through that Sanford O-line. As we're headed to halftime, folks. 14-27, Oregon on top. We'll have more here on the Sanford Sports Radio. Welcome back, everyone, to the Sanford Sports Radio. Your second half right underway with a kick towards Patrick Jackson. He returned one earlier today, hurdles over a down defender. He's up past the 30, the 40, and up to about the 42-yard line. Another good return for this kickoff unit. That might be the only way they can score points. They got to get more returns. As Patrick back in the ball game as he was taken out at the end of the half, and he throws directly to Franklin. The linebacker with another interception on the day. He comes right back into the ball game here to start the half, and it goes right to Franklin. Not enough air under it to get over him towards Costello, the intended target. Oregon with the ball here quickly now, as Johnson taking back off on the option, and he fools Keon Cutler, who got really just stuck in his position. He didn't know where he was going there for a second. It's a gain of 8 there by Johnson. 2nd and 2, shotgun formation. Johnson takes the snap. He's going to take off. It was somewhat of an option, but I don't think it worked out. Hollis stuffs him in the backfield. It's a loss of 2, luckily. 3rd and 3 now is Johnson, the shotgun. He'll hand off to Marcus Wall, and that one worked out as Wall went right through a defender. That is a 1st down after the 6-yard gain. 1st and 10 as Johnson takes the snap. He looks to throw, connects with Wallace, and that was right on time. Wallace turned around, the ball was there. An 11-yard gain and a 1st down here for Oregon. As 1st and 10, shotgun formation. Johnson connects on the screen there to Wallace, and Tristan Wallace with another 1st down there. 15 yards, and Oregon is just driving down with ease at this point. It's shotgun formation as the play comes in from the sideline. Johnson hands off to Wall. He's stopped, though. Otis Griffin, the man that brought him down, the man who won the Bednarik and the Best Linebacker Award, brings down Wall. Only a gain of 2 there. 2nd and 8 as Johnson hands off to Wall again. He's stuffed again. Can only find 2 more yards. As Oregon back to the line quickly here. 3rd and 6. As Johnson gets the play from the sideline, he'll take the snap, pressure coming, and the throw is incomplete. They'll have to settle for a field goal. That means this game, if the field goal is good, is still only a 2-possession ball game. But Sanford's going to need 2 2-point conversions. As the kick is good, so it's 30-14. It's a 16-point differential, folks. It's 1st and 10 now for Sanford as they go back to their bread and butter, the ground game with Claude Fleming, as that will be no gain. Right back at the line is Brady Breeze, the man that brought him down. 2nd and 10, Patrick going to drop back. Wanted a quick throw over the middle. I believe he was intended that to be Williams, but brought down once again by Canton. He has made this offensive line suffer, and the quarterbacks have been suffering because of it. 3rd and 13. Sanford needs a big play here. They're going out of the shotgun, and the connection to Josh Williams is a 1st down. Sanford, 19-yard connection. Maybe that will be the spark. They need something to get this offense flowing again. 1st and 10. Handoff goes to Fleming. He's got blocks in front of him, but not enough as he could only find 5 yards. It's a solid gain, but they got to get more chunks of yards if they want to get downfield quick. 2nd and 5. Bradford was the man in motion. They'll go play action. Off the run, Patrick connects with Costello this time. 1st down with a 16-yard reception for Duron Costello, and that is a big play there. They get another 1st down with pressure coming in, and Patrick was able to avoid it for at least a small amount of time. 1st and 10 in the pistol. Hand off. No, it's an option. Patrick taking off, and he'll take a huge shot, but gain 9 in the process. 2nd and 1. They stay in the pistol, and they're going to throw. Patrick to Thomas. Somehow he caught it, and Rob Thomas is in the end zone. 35 yards. I don't know how Thomas got a hold of that one, but Sanford is back in this ball game. Now they need the 2-point conversion. What a play. Right over the shoulder of the defender. And Thomas is able to pull it in and take it the rest of the way. 2-point conversion here now, folks, as Patrick swings it out to Jennings. He is in. That is a 2-point conversion made good. It's 30-22. It's a 1-possession game. Sanford is not out of this just yet. First and 10 here for Oregon now, folks, as the Ducks try to get back a two-possession lead as Marcus Wall takes the handoff. He's bottled up, but not till he gains 5 on that carry. 2nd and 5. Johnson still in the shotgun. Man in motion is the tight end. As he takes off as Johnson, he's bottled up though. That's Dylan Trevor who came in. Great stop. 3rd and 6. The defense chants are loud here in the Orange Bowl. For those who don't know, Sanford is the home team here as Wall takes the screen, and that's just enough for the first, as what could have been a defensive stop turns into a new set of downs for Oregon. As they go back to their no huddle, getting the play from the sideline. Johnson takes the snap, goes option here. The defense was fooled, and that is a 9-yard gain. 128 on the day for Travis Johnson when using those legs. As it's 2nd and 1. Johnson takes the snap. He'll take off again, and that's going to be another first down for Oregon. 10-yard gain as they have entered Sanford territory. 1st and 10 from about the 47 of Sanford. 1st and 10, Johnson takes the snap to throw, checks it down to Wall on the flats, and that's going to be a gain of 5 for Marcus Wall. First time we've really seen them want to try to throw the ball. I mean, they've done it a little bit, but not a ton this game. They've relied on Johnson's legs. At 2nd and 5, they throw it again. This time it's Tristan Wallace, and I think that took the defense off guard. They've committed to the run. They are expecting the run game. As they're bringing everybody down, I brought up they're expecting the run game. And they are all coming in, but a stiff arm on Pat Riley. Johnson to the 20, 10, 5, down at the 1. A 29-yard run by Travis Johnson, and it's all because of a stiff arm on Pat Riley that really set him loose. 1st and goal from about the 1-yard line. Johnson hands off to Mays, and he is in. 2-yard touchdown run for Brian Mays. And it's a 2-possession ball game again. 1st and 10, folks, as Sanford looking to score here to try and bring it back to a 1-possession game. Bradford on the reception, but he didn't go anywhere. A loss of 1 on that one. 2nd and 11. This will be the final play of the 3rd quarter, and Fleming had nowhere to go. Somebody didn't catch their block, and that is a loss of 3, thanks to Lamar Winston Jr. As that takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter, it's 37-22. Sanford not out of it yet, but they need a score. We'll be back with more here on Sanford Sports Radio. Welcome back, folks, to the Sanford Sports Radio. It's the final quarter of play here in the Orange Bowl as Patrick over the middle connects with Tremaine Dingle. First down, 17 yards. It's another catch that I can't believe was made. The defender just was not paying attention, and that worked for Sanford as Dingle able to make the play as the defender tries to reset himself. 1st and 10 now in the pistol formation. They go option, but the defense is ready. That is a loss of 2 for Sanford there. Patrick caught by Camp Moyer. And that's going to be an issue if they can't run the football. Well, they can't do anything at this point. It's 2nd and 12 here, and they need 2 scores to get back in this ball game. They go to the screen here, but that's not working. The defense is all over it. That one stopped by Canton again. This defense has been all over the Sanford offense, and that's been really the telling tale of the game. The Sanford defense hasn't done the greatest job against Oregon, but they've gotten a few stops. Sanford, though, cannot seem to get much going here against this defense. As there's a connection with Fleming in the passing game, and it works out. They'll give them 15. A big first down for Sanford, as Fleming has been a target in the passing game this year, and it's been fun to watch. 6 minutes left. They go to another screen. This one works out a bit as Tyrone Jennings had a block in front of him, and he got caught by the ankles. If he had been free, that would have been a surefire touchdown. 2nd and 5. Patrick to throw again. He wanted Jackson. Connects with the wrong color jersey. Stewart with the interception. And that's number 4 on the day. Jairee Stewart may have just taken this game away from Sanford now, as that is a tough one to come back from. 1st and 10 here as Johnson takes the snap for Oregon. He can't connect with his intended target on the sideline, so that'll fall incomplete. That brings up a quick 2nd and 10. Defense has to make something happen here, folks, as off to the screen goes Oregon. That's Harris, and Anthony Harris isn't going to get far. Only a gain of 3 here, as Oregon's still going with their no-huddle offense. It's 3rd and 7. The defense can get a stop. That would be enormous. Johnson going back to the screen for Wall. He's bottled up, and he does not get the first down. It is 4th and 2. That's exactly what the defense needed. Oregon, though, keeping their offense out. Johnson taking off in the option, and he gets through the defense into the open field. 10, down to the 8. It looked like they had him. It looked like Sanford's defense had finally stopped the offense for Oregon. But Johnson, once again using his legs, goes to the screen here on 1st and goal to Dylan Mitchell. It's been all Johnson in those legs. That's been the issue here today, folks. Nearly 200 yards rushing for Johnson. As 2nd and goal, Johnson in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. Looks to throw over the middle of Dylan Mitchell. No one was there, as this has now become a 3-possession game. And at this point, folks, I don't think there's a way Sanford can really come back from this. It's a 22-point ball game as Fleming on the run. He's breaking through tackles, as that's a 9-yard gain. They're going to try and fight, and hopefully they can at least put one more score on the board. That would be great, but they're relying on this ground game now. I think at least the coaching staff realizes it's going to be tough to come back through the air. So another first down there from Fleming with a gain of 8. They'll go play action now. And Patrick on the run connects with Tremaine Dingle. It's a gain of 8. Not enough for the first, but they do connect through the air at least on that play. As 2nd and 2, Patrick to throw over the middle of Josh Williams. He breaks off of one tackle. That's a big first down for Williams, as he gets about 15 on that reception. They're at least getting something going through the air here. As they're going to throw again, Patrick gets thrown down as he throws. That is once again this defense of Oregon showing up and breaking through the line. 2nd and 10, handoff goes to Fleming, and he'll find around 6. It'll be a manageable 3rd and 4 coming up. 3rd and 4, under 2 minutes remains. If Sanford does score, they're going to have to go onside, but down goes Patrick, as that one is Bryson Young who takes him down. Patrick's taking a lot of shots today in just trying to throw the football. Not even from what we've seen with him just running it. 4th and 12, Patrick throws to Fleming, who drops it. And folks, I think that play right there can just wrap up how a good portion of this game has gotten. Your most trustworthy player, your top guy on offense, can't hang on to the ball in open field. As that'll bring us to an end of this ball game. It was a tight one for a good amount of this game, but Oregon just got a lead that Sanford couldn't fight back from. And that Oregon defense, it beat the Sanford offense. That was a big part of this game, I feel. However, the interceptions, once again an issue by Tanner Patrick, didn't really seem to be the biggest problem. The biggest problem was Travis Johnson on the offensive side for Oregon. He killed it. He was player of the game here today. And the Oregon Ducks go home with the Orange Bowl. It's been another great season of Sanford College football. I'm sure there's more to come here in the offseason, finding out if Sanford will move on from the MAC or not, and what holds for some of those recruits to go. I've been Jonathan West. It's been another great season for you folks here on the Sanford Sports Radio. I'll see you folks next season. Now, out of commentary mode, guys, the off season, as always, will be held Saturday. That means tomorrow from when you're watching this. That will be tomorrow at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock Eastern. As it's normally held, you will be getting, of course, that along with the normal video that goes up every Saturday. So, we will be having our live stream this Saturday, so I know it's not much warning. You'll see, you probably have, well, no, you'll see afterwards, probably early Saturday, a reminder will go up. You can click the bell, get yourself reminded, get notified when the live stream goes up. So that's just the heads up for you guys. I will see you tomorrow.